a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough on a rainy Thursday. All right, as we continue to give God thanks for life, I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Maria Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to Tobago, good morning Trinidad, those of you in the Caribbean and those of you viewing us on the live. It is indeed a wet and rainy morning here in Lower Scarborough, Tobago. Julian, how did you make it in?
I'm not complaining at all. I got some sprinkles. I'd prefer to refer to it as, some sprinkles of blessings. But nonetheless, we're seeing where the rainfall, it's heavy on the outside, coming in and between. And when you see this kind of rainfall, it's the kind of rainfall that makes you question, do I go to work? Do I stay at home?
That's right. Do I go back in my bed? Okay, but I had those thoughts while I was already here at the base. These are thoughts you have before you leave home. But look, I'm looking at the background there a little while ago, and I'm looking at the traffic heading west.
Yes.
And that seems to be the line of traffic awaiting the opening of the gas station, if I'm not correct.
Yes.
What's happening? What is happening there?
That's the situation. They are awaiting the opening of
every morning. But why is that?
Yeah.
But why is that?
Well, I'm not certain. Some people probably schedule their full-up time in the morning. Before they get into office, so I suppose they come from various parts of Tobago early enough and just wait in that vicinity before they head into office. I do mine evenings into weekends.
Honestly, traditionally Tobagonians, and this is before there was such a huge amount or number of cars on the roads. I'm talking about when we were still within the hundreds. I remember that time, okay? Yeah. I remember that. But I'm not tipping by nature, but I still remember that time. But Tobagonians, by nature, would fill their tanks on an evening, night, not at all on a morning. So this looks very new. This is very new to the Tobago landscape.
Yes, I don't know.
Cars lined up, and this only happened if there was a hint of bad weather, maybe.
Well, perhaps because we are also under a yellow level alert happening here within Trinidad and Tobago. So we're asking persons to be very cautious, especially those of you on the east and north side. These kind of landslides seem to be a very regular occurrence in these times, and quite natural at that. So I want to ask you to be very, very cautious on the roadways, and even the issue of flooding. Those on the western side of the island, very aware of certain areas and so prone for flooding. We want to ask you to be very, very cautious in these times. Viewers, at this point, we head on over to news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Ria and Julian. I am Candace Jackson, and here is your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, 10th November 2022. The World Travel Market concluded yesterday with the Tobago delegation walking away with the Silver Award for Most Desirable Island. The award was presented to Tobago at the Wanderlust Travel Awards in London. The awards are designed to highlight achievements globally among tourism boards, tour operators, tour guides, destinations, and travel personalities. Any country or entity can enter the awards, and an independent panel of expert judges chooses the winners. Tobago placed second over regional competitors such as St. Lucia and Cuba. However, Tobago was beaten by Palawan, an island in the Philippines, that received the Golden Award. Tobagonian cricketer Joshua James shined at yesterday's CG United Super 50 Cup match. James is on the West Indies Academy team and played against the Leeward Islands team. He scored 73 runs out of 77 balls and was the highest scoring batsman on his team. His valiant efforts took the West Indies Academy to 211 runs, but they were all out after 47.2 overs. The Leeward Islands responded with an eager run chase and won the match with 213 runs for 6 wickets after 46.1 overs. And now nationally, The Ministry of Social Development and Family Services has investigated 61 reports of persons under the age of 65 that received senior pensions. This was revealed at the Public Accounts Committee meeting in Parliament yesterday. Ministry officials said that the unscrupulous persons receiving the pensions were between the ages of 27 and 63. Out of the 61 cases, 49 were flagged as input errors. In one case, someone born in 1993 was recorded as being born in 1939. The errors are still under investigation. Meanwhile, the ministry reported that they are moving to a new system by January 2023, which will reduce the errors. And that was your news in 90 seconds. It is back to you, Julian and Ria.
Thank you very much there, Candice, bringing us the news there, keeping us updated and connected each and every day. Really critical at that. And folks, these are the times we say thank you so much for that love and support, because as I always say, it's because of you. I mean, even on a rainy day like today, that we are out here just for you, to bring you that information and to bring you the happenings here in Tobago as we connect with you in Trinidad and Tobago, the region and the world at large.
Most definitely, Julian, although my insides are saying go back home. But I just want to remind folks as well, those persons who are coming from the east, avoid Bad Rock. This is a good day to avoid Bad Rock, because I know the road was closed off and then it was partially reopened, and some persons were taking the chances to traverse the Bad Rock Road. I'm saying here, BG, Longbed may be a little bit off-route, it may be a little bit out of your way, but it's a whole lot safer. And I want to encourage you this morning, with all the rain, you do not know what you're going to expect, you do not know what you're going to get. So avoid Bad Rock. Avoid Bad Rock this morning. Avoid Bad Rock. Going to the east or coming from the east, please avoid Bad Rock.
Yes, and let's give you some highlights, what's happening on the rundown this morning for the Tobago Updates morning show. We get the conversation started this morning with Eastern Credit Union as we speak to the 11th annual Diabetes Walk, and we'll be chatting with Antoinette Alexander Craig, Business Development Officer at Eastern Credit Union, and Dr. Maxwell Adeyemi, President of the Scarborough Diabetes Association.
And then we continue on this morning with Avian Parks, who's the Communications Director at the Office of the Chief Secretary. And it's all about the Tobago Day Awards for 2022.
All right, and this morning we'll also be chatting with Mind, and we're going to be chatting about Mind and Faith Worship Experience. That's the Mind and Faith Worship Experience, and we'll be chatting with Martha Berkeley, Minister of Outpouring Ministries, and Joseph Keynes, a pastor of Crossroads Pentecostal Assembly. So we look forward to those discussions coming up this morning. Ria, I also want to take the opportunity to send kudos out to Tobago. Kudos out to Tobago, as we would have received, as just brought in the news there, the Silver Award.
Yes.
In terms of our destination here, our very own Tobago. And it really speaks to what we can continue to achieve, I should say, because we continue to have these achievements in the Tobago space, and I look forward to it being materialized into further actions and efforts to grow and to develop our tourism product. Most desirable island. Ria, isn't she lovely?
She is indeed. She gets more beautiful. She becomes more beautiful.
She becomes more beautiful. She becomes more beautiful. All right, viewers, we want to continue to thank you for the love and support. Those of you joining us via TV, those joining us via radio, and those of you connecting with us online.
What about our birthdays this morning, Julian? We can't forget our birthdays.
We've got to run on into our birthday celebrations this morning.
All right, so we've got Alvin P. Watt Douglas celebrating his birthday today. Alvin, love going out to you from all of us here at Tobago Updates, from my family to yours.
Birthday shout outs, Alvin. All right, we also have on screen with us Candice Balfour, wishing you a happy birthday, Candice Balfour.
Vanessa Boyce.
Yes.
Happy birthday going out to you this morning.
Is my very good friend out there, Vanessa Boyce, met in the Rotary family and so on. Vanessa is what I define as someone who loves and enjoys life to the fullest. And I want to wish her a happy birthday, and be safe wherever you are going to be out there in the world enjoying this birthday celebration.
All right, so we've also got here Garrett Makela celebrating her birthday. Garrett, birthday greetings going out to you and love from the Tobago Updates family.
Yes, shout out to Garrett Makela. Do enjoy the birthday celebrations.
And that's just about it, yeah.
All right, Rhea, that's about it for now. We got a couple of persons joining us on the live, and therefore we want to say to you, Sharon Mills, Suzette, James Stewart, Liesel, James, June, Sokai, Ricardo, Alfred, Lee Bird, Jack Hyacinth, Leander, Kenneth, Phillips, and to each and every one of you joining us out there, this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Was a while before Christmas, and all through the land, people was putting away house with very little money in hand. They was painting and cleaning and doing their chores, but I went to hunt for deals at American stores. Deals on living and dining room sets, on fridges and stoves, beds and cabinets, on washers and dryers, small appliances cheap. Even TVs and stereos, prices just can't be beat. So let's Christmas together at American stores. After all, what they tell me, anything could be yours.
Anything can be yours at American stores. MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Lifespan is the affordable critical illness plan you need. Cover expenses up to $1 million. Tattoo Life, guaranteed protection.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Mamai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. It is 7:14 a.m. and this morning in this segment we are chatting with Antoinette Alexander Craig, Business Development Officer of the Eastern Credit Union, and Dr. Maxwell Adieme, President of the Scarborough Diabetes Association. And this morning we're talking Eastern Credit Union's 11th Annual Diabetes Walk. Morning to both of you.
Good morning, Mrs.
All right, so as we get started this morning, we're going straight on into it. Antoinette, tell us a little bit about the upcoming walk that's carded for this Saturday, being hosted by Eastern Credit Union.
Well, it's going to be on the 12th, Saturday. It's going to start from 3 o'clock at the Strawberry Beach facility, and it's going to end at the mall.
All right. Dr. Maxwell, we want to get a little information from you. As the president of the Scarborough Diabetes Association, we know that this is one of the focal points and annual initiatives of the Eastern Credit Union. Tell us about the involvement of your organization in supporting this initiative.
Basically, we have always supported Eastern Credit Union on different levels. Maybe personally myself, I've been involved over the past 10 years with them. 11 years actually. So either through Rotary or through Diabetes Association and stuff like that. So this year, we, from the Scarborough Diabetes Association, we're now in partnership with the Eastern Credit Union. So we provide all the basic logistics and other kind of resource, personnel that is needed to effect the walkathon and the, health fair that is going to be taking place at the mall.
All right. And I want you to tell us as well, Antoinette, why the focus? You hear Eastern Credit Union, you think of credit unions, you think of loans, you think of mortgage, you think of money. Let me see how we can make money. But there's this focus in terms of treating with what is a health concern and a challenge facing our society. Why the focus on diabetes?
Well, I think because we are such a large credit union and so many members and even staff may have been touched or directly impacted by diabetes, I think it was one of the points that our management team would have focused on. And when you see the statistics, it's 1 in every 10 individuals in this country that is suffering from diabetes. And I think because of the contribution that our credit union has been given to Trinidad and Tobago, we said that we're going to use this point of sickness to assist and bring awareness to the public and to our members as well as the public.
All right. Dr. Maxwell, tell us, what's the statistics saying to us in the Tobago space? Are things getting better? Are we still needing to be a little, improve our eating habits, our diets and so on, based on what we're seeing as the impact of diabetes on the island?
I won't say that statistics is getting better. I mean, we are discovering more persons who are becoming diabetic. So there is an awareness that is taking place, and more persons are getting diagnosed. Right now, nationally, it's about 145,000 persons, which is roughly an average of 13 to 14% of the population. So roughly 1 in 10 person will be diabetic. But you are now getting more awareness within the population. So more persons are testing, and you are getting, more diagnoses, and people are becoming more conscious of the fact that, okay, diabetes is a threat and it's a risk, and they're getting more screening done. So I guess.
All right. So I want you to give us a little more details, Antoinette, in relation to the price. Is registration still open? Groups and organizations encouraged. Who is your target market for participation?
Our target market right now, we know most people who may be affected may not always be able to attend, but the general public, families and friends of individuals who are being affected by diabetes can come out and show support. Registration continues today throughout, even Saturday. It starts at 10, it finishes at about 2 o'clock, just an hour before the walk, because we're going to have a shuttle service. That shuttle service is going to take people from the mall to Stobie, so that when you finish walking, you can take your vehicles and drive home. So that's the kind of support we want to give, and the fee is $75 per person, but if you're bringing a group, you're bringing a family, we are doing a discount where you can bring a group of 5 or more, $50 per person.
All right, and tell us about the start time for the race.
Start time is actually 3. It's going to actually be 3 o'clock at Stobie Beach facilities.
All right, so the start time is from 3 o'clock at Stobie Beach facilities. Now, as Dr. Maxwell indicated, participating over the years, even based on my involvement through Rotary, I know there's usually a focus given in terms of testing and some of these. Can we also look forward to this in 2022?
Yeah, there will be a testing at the mall where people can come in, check their blood pressure, check their blood sugar as well. We're also going to have a diabetic clinic where person can talk to health personnel and stuff. There's going to be a nutritional booth for people who want to have advice on their nutritional habit and stuff like that, and the person who possibly have diabetic foot problems, there's going to be a booth as well that's going to be testing and examining persons feet and that kind of stuff. Important question coming to me here via WhatsApp. If I can't make the walk, can I still come and access those services at the mall with the booth? Sure, anybody can come in and access the testing and the examination that's going to be at the mall if you cannot walk.
All right, excellent. Tell us about the registration process. So I know you mentioned it's $75 per person, $50 if you're coming in a group. What's the process to get registered?
Well, right now we are open. Our branches, you can still register at our branches. We open from 8 to 2 every day. On a Friday we have bank hours, so we close at 1. We open at 3 to 5. As well as on the day we're going to have registration from 10 to 2.
All right. I see you have on your flyer T-shirts and medals awarded to all participants.
Of course.
Is that the encouragement, in the Miss Universe pageant where they say you are all winners, but we can only crown one?
Right.
Tell us.
Well, Eastern love our members. We love the public, so we are trying to ensure that everybody gets a medal. It's going to be a reminder of the effort, the diabetes effort, as well as, for next year we have nice, bright color jerseys, so you can wear it after. People will see you in the night for sure because the colors are really wonderful. Excellent. So we're just encouraging people to come out.
I want you to also share with us, Antoinette, the follow-up responsibility on the part of Eastern. But when you charge a fee for a race like this, we know that Eastern, by virtue of its success over the years, can naturally cover the cost altogether. Where do these fees go towards? Helping any types of initiatives or associations in relation to the work of the fight against diabetes?
Well, I know for sure it should at least put some help into the Scarborough Diabetes Association, but beside helping with that, I don't have all the names, but I have the names of the sponsors who would have partnered with us as well, because I don't know if you want me to mention them right now. So we have Kuna Caribbean, we have the Scarborough Diabetes Association who also help Dr. Maxwell, Tobago Emergency Management Agency, Quartz Optical, we have Penny Saver, we have PBS Technologies, Infocom, as well as Maritime Financial. They all saw they need to partner with us so we can have a successful venture. So we like to tell them, thank you, thank you.
All right. One thing I may add also is that part of the initiative is to procure testing machines, what we call glucometers, and some of these are distributed freely to persons who may be in need of these testers so that they can be able to monitor their blood sugar. Right,
so the cost goes definitely towards helping and assisting persons even further. For those viewers looking on, joining us from across in Trinidad, this is happening in Tobago. Eastern has any plans in Trinidad as well that happens in relation to the diabetes, or for now the focus is Tobago?
For now the focus is Tobago because it's a small island and it could be directed. So probably within the next year or two they may have something for Trinidad. I'm just saying, I'm not sure. But we welcome them to come across. We enjoy our Trinidad counterparts coming and supporting us, and usually we have a large contingent coming from Trinidad to join us in this diabetes walk.
All right. Dr. Maxwell, as we look to wrap this morning's interview, your advice and any guidance that you would want to provide for persons, particularly, we operate in a Tobago space where sometimes our first response, and I don't know if it's a regional thing, we don't always go to seek medical attention as we should. We kind of wait till things get extreme and things get bad. What's your general advice in terms of signs that persons can look out for, things persons can pay attention to, that should kind of give you the cue, hey, I may need to take a checkup, I may need to see what's going on, I may be one of those persons affected?
Well, basically, the idea is not to wait until things get, until you start to see signs. That is why we push prevention, screening, testing, so that you can be aware of what is going on. You don't wait until signs and symptoms start to show up, because by that time, the disease is possibly taking its hold in the body. So the ideal thing is to, encourage testing, encourage screening, and that is why we're giving the education, and the IDF, that's the International Diabetic Federation's mantra for this year, is really education for the future. You make the diabetic education available so that people can take informed decisions. Screening, especially when you have family history, depending on what kind of risk that you have, you go and get tested, and then you are more aware of what is going on. So prevention, screening is what we are pushing at this point, and that is...
All right, Antoinette, I also want you to give us a little information in terms of who the walk might be open up to.
Well, the walk is open up to anyone who's healthy enough to try, and we would like to, I'm thankful for the participation we're getting from the THA. I think we're going to have 2 secretaries accompanying us. I'm not too sure if I should call names, just in case they don't show.
Them early.
and at least one councillor, the minority councillor, has indicated she's going to be participating. I'm not sure if it's in the walk or if it's in the fair itself, but I'm just reminding you, make sure you come. We're expecting you.
So we're looking forward to the support of members of the Tobago House of Assembly, ensuring that they're out there.
We got two commitments.
Yes. Remind our viewers in terms of the route.
The route is from Strawberry Beach facility onto the Lowlands Mall, traveling on the Claude Noel Highway.
All right, so you head on, that's where on that corner, that's Spence.
From the Strawberry Beach facility, and you walk all the way up until you reach to the mall. We'll be having water points, I think we'll have a little food, we'll have a little warm-up before the actual walk starts. So it's going to be a fun time. We're going to even have a music truck to give you a good vibe that some people say they need that vibe to walk. So we're going to have that for you as well.
All right. And once you register, you collect your packages at the same time?
Yes. So those who would have registered before and did not collect their packages are available now at our branches. So you can just go so that you don't have to wait until the morning of the walk to collect. Presently, they are at the branch awaiting people to collect.
All right. Would you say that this definitely meets one of the core objectives of Eastern's greater responsibility in terms of that social commitment and helping and assisting the community?
Definitely. That is part of corporate social responsibility by partnering with the community and assisting and, giving out the assistance or help and education, because all credit unions believe in educating members and the public.
All right. And as we're just out of the celebration of Credit Union Month, which took place in October,
yes.
Why should a credit union be your choice of financial institution versus the others?
Because you own a credit union. With a credit union, all members are part and parcel of the credit union. You own a share. So even if you have $5 there, you own part of that credit union. So you are also part of creating your own wealth. You are part of, paying workers, because as you are a part and parcel of it, when you come to AGM, you also contribute to the policies and procedures of a credit union. So it's something that people should be aware of, that when you become a member of a credit union, you are part and parcel, you're owner of that credit union.
Right, and something I'm certain that our viewers would want to hear about. Christmas loan promotion.
Yes, definitely.
By the time we're done walk and we need the Christmas loan. Tell us what
you may need to buy a new shoes.
Year?
You may need to get some monies to go to Dr. Adimi to treat whatever issues you have. So right now we have our 10 times your share, which is just in time loan promotion. We're inviting all our members, inactive members, to give the credit union a call. We would call, probably make assessments on the phone. We also have the Tobago Bliss, where you can get up to 10 times your shares. I mean, when you call, then you would hear the different stipulations and so on, but this is a loan created for Tobago. So you want a Tobago membership to come out and just see what we have done for our branches just in Tobago. It is not for any other branch in Trinidad, but just specific to Tobago. So you want our members to come out and access it. And I think some of these loans may even go beyond the Christmas season. So call your loan officer, call myself, the business development officer, and let's see how best we can help you, because we are here for our members.
So that's 10 times
your shares.
Your shares.
Yeah.
So if I have 100,000,
you see where you
get access to $1 million.
You see where you're going.
I'm ready to go.
I know Mr. Skeet would ask me that. I mean, there may be some other things to tweak to assist with that one.
Yes.
The cost is a bit high, but within the sphere of up to 100,000 is where that transaction will really go best. With $1 million, I mean, you may have to bring them a piece of land or something else, but we have tried to make this package suitable to the Tobagonian, especially when you're considering, salaries, considering so much things that affects our ability to be able to borrow big. So we would have created this particular loan just to target the Tobago public.
And I want to say that this is definitely a plus, because in most credit unions and institutions, you hear about 2 times your shares and 3 times your shares, but Eastern is giving you 10 times your shares this time around. So we invite you to check out the Eastern Credit Union. Just before we wrap, I want you to remind our viewers about the details for Saturday and also contact information for the Eastern Credit Union.
Right, so the details are the walk starts at 3 from the Strawberry Beach facility. We have a shuttle service. That shuttle service is going to pick you up at 2 o'clock at the mall and take you to Strawberry. You want to register for $75. If you bring a group, it's going to be $50 per person. what are some of the other things you would need to understand?
The T-shirts and
right, T-shirts are available. We have our medals. We have a food bowl to give you. We have a warm-up session. So come on time and participate as we look forward to promoting diabetes awareness.
All right, and contact information for Eastern Credit Union?
Right, well, one of our numbers is 631-1616. With the extension, well, I can't give all the extensions now. You can also contact my phone. It's 735-4141. We have a few other numbers, but I'm just going to start with that particular number right now, 631-1616. And I think we may have another one here. It is 639-9745.
All right, so feel free to make that connection with Eastern Credit Union, and we know we're going to see Antoinette and we're going to see Dr. Maxwell out on that walk. And also, this is my good opportunity to shout out the Rotary Club and the Interact Club of Southwest Tobago will be out and in support of the Eastern Credit Union walk. And certainly, as Dr. Max said, efforts that he started years ago ensuring the continued support for this initiative. So on Saturday, the place to be is at the Tobago Beach facility. There's also a shuttle service, so you can come to the mall to get the shuttle service that takes you down in time for the race start time of 3 p.m. starting from the Tobago Beach facility. And this is the 11th annual Diabetes Walk and Health Fair happening here in Tobago, being hosted by the Eastern Credit Union. So once again, we want to say thank you to Antoinette Alexander Craig, Business Development Officer of the Eastern Credit Union, and Dr. Maxwell Adieme, President of the Scarborough Diabetes Association, for joining us this morning as we chat about the Eastern Credit Union's 11th annual Diabetes Walk. I'll also be joining in on the walks of yours. I'll tell you all about that on Monday morning, God spare. All right, once I make it through the entire walk. God is good. And perhaps Rhea will also be joining in on that walk. All right, I see Eric Powder on the live. Eric Powder, I look forward to you on that walk. And Marilyn Spence, Joe Field, time for us to walk, man. All right, viewers, we want to thank you so much again for choosing the Tobago Updates morning show, and we continue to thank you for your love and support. And this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Oh God, oh gosh, all you catch me? Well, we know it's the Tobago Carnival weekend, so right now I winding down low to loud discounts at American stores. Remember, anything can be yours at American stores.
Anything can be yours at American stores.
Rest assured, helped me to cope with the unexpected. Provides financial help for final expenses. Rest assured, the affordable financial comfort plan. Tattoo Life, guaranteed protection.
This is it. Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry, if sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry, if times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are chatting this morning with the Communications Director attached to the Office of the Chief Secretary, Avian Parks. And this morning our focus is on the Tobago Day Awards for 2022. Avian, good morning.
Good morning, Rhea. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning to your worldwide audience. It's a pleasure being here as per usual. Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. Avian, before we get into things with regards to the Tobago Day Awards for 2022, you were, I don't want to say the mind behind the World Travel Market, but certainly you were very much and heavily involved in putting things in place to ensure that the contingent was able to make it there. Give us a quick idea, a quick update on how things have been going.
So let me say, Rhea, I was not so much involved in terms of ensuring the contingent got to London, but I did have a team from the Department of Information under the Office of the Chief Secretary who accompanied the Chief Secretary to the World Travel Market trip. So hence the reason you saw me making all the posts and that kind of thing, and persons thought that I was actually in London, but no, I'm right here in Tobago. But we had 3 persons out there, Jamal George, Shaquille Sylvester, Crystal George, and they were very instrumental in terms of getting the information back to Tobago in a very timely manner, and for the most part providing real-time updates. So you saw us going live on the Office of the Chief Secretary page. So you would have, you saw the entertainment segment from T-Park and the interaction with the audience and that kind of thing. The photographs of the meetings, because of course World Travel Market is not a joyride. Some persons think it's a joyride, but it's not a joyride. It's normally a very intense schedule. It's 3 days, and you have back-to-back meetings every day. So you would have TTAL, the Chief Secretary, other stakeholders engaged in back-to-back meetings for long days, really. You start in the morning, and you end by the time you leave the Excel Center in London, it's dark. It's nighttime. So that is what persons saw on our social media pages and so on.
Okay, well, I'm really glad for that update. So it's not a joyride, as you mentioned.
No, definitely not. But let me also congratulate Tobago, because we copped 2nd place in the Wanderlust Silver Award in the Wanderlust. It's not the first time we've copped a 2nd place. Back in 2019, we did cop 2nd place. I can't remember the awards that was, but it was an international award recognition anyway. So this is the 2nd time Tobago is doing really well, and I think we should all be proud of ourselves and congratulate ourselves as an island, because it really takes a team effort. So yes, that's the team out there, representatives from TTAL, Division of Tourism, and stakeholders like Chris James. You know, those stakeholders are also out there making contact and connections with the international community.
Making it happen. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Right, well, Avi, let's switch gears, Avian Parks. Let's switch gears now as we focus a little bit here on the Tobago Day Awards for 2022.
Yes.
Now, give us an idea of what happened. Did we have the awards last year? Did we have the year before? How has COVID-19 impacted the Tobago Day Awards?
Well, COVID-19 did impact the awards. We did have it, but it was a very scaled down version. So what we had the nominations open, and it was a very small ceremony that really and truly it really catered for the actual awardees and an invitee. So it was very small, very, very intimate. But post-COVID, we are back to everything being as normal, regularly scheduled program. So we have the Tobago Day Awards back in full swing. The nominations are open and close next week the 19th. You can find all the details on our website, and thanks for bringing it up. So the information is on our website, www.tha.gov.tt, also our Facebook page, Office of the Chief Secretary, and all the other divisions are also advertising on their Facebook pages. Right? Sorry, the closing date is the Thursday 17th, so not the 19th. Thursday 17th. We started a bit late this year, so unfortunately the period was a little shorter, but still persons have time to go to the website, download the form. Now, one of the things I want to mention here with the awards, although you see different categories, so you have the Tobago Medal of Honor Gold, Tobago Medal of Honor Silver, Bronze, and the Chief Secretary's Award. You are not nominating a person or an organization for one of these awards. So you make the nomination, and then the committee that sits and deliberates, they will decide which award is best suited for the nominee.
Okay.
All right. So there's the nomination form, and it's a general nomination. Of course, as the person nominating, it's in your interest to sell that person or organization as much as possible.
Based on the information given.
Based on the information given. But the committee decides which award will be ascribed to individuals or organizations. More than one person can be selected for one of the awards, but there tends to be only one Chief Secretary's Award.
Okay.
Right? So you will normally have maybe 4 or 5 gold or silver or whatever. So it's not one person will get the Tobago Medal of Honor Gold or one person will get the silver. It's not like that. So you will have different persons collecting either gold or silver or bronze, and then you'll have one person getting the Chief Secretary's Award.
Well, you indicated earlier that the recent awards were a bit scaled down. Are we looking at a scaled down event this year?
No, not at all. Not at all. It was only scaled down because of the restrictions at the time, and all the masking, the sanitizing, the social distancing that had to take place. So we really tried to be on par with those regulations that were in place, and that's why the event was scaled down. But not this year. It is going to be back to normal. It's normally quite a number of persons who attend, maybe a couple hundreds or so. But yes, it's going to be back to the regular size event.
All right. Now you indicated here that you can nominate persons. Will the organizations? Will these nominees, persons/organizations, be aware of their win before the night?
Yes, they have to agree. So persons can nominate individuals or organizations, but these individuals or organizations have to agree. So when the nominations are made, they are submitted to the Chief Administrator's office. The Chief Administrator convenes a committee. So the Chief Administrator spearheads the committee, convenes the committee, they make the selections, and they forward to the Chief Secretary. The Chief Secretary and the Executive Council, they then decide on the nomination. So they may add, they may agree, they may not agree, but the final decision is really with them, the Chief Secretary and the Executive Council, but the nominees must agree to accept. So if they don't agree, well, they won't go forward to the awards night, which is normally held on December 4th every year, which is Tobago Day. So some persons still don't remember Tobago Day is December 4th. It's December 4th every year, Tobago Day, as we commemorate the new incarnation of the Tobago House of Assembly, Act 37 of 1980. So we're celebrating 42 years this year, actually, as the new THA.
Okay, so what can we expect for this year?
So, well, in terms of the plans for Tobago Day, all the plans are not cemented as yet, so I wouldn't really want to go into detail. What I can say is that we'll have a Thanksgiving service on the Monday, the 28th. Venue still to be confirmed. On Wednesday, the 30th, we're going to have a student parade in Scarborough. So all the schools are expected to come out and be a part of that. So that's being spearheaded by the Division of Education. Yeah. And we are expected to also have a THA Sports and Family Day. Date still to be determined, but divisions can get ready. We did have it a couple of years ago, and it was really, really fantastic. So divisions and, of course, family and friends of staff can all get involved in the Sports and Family Day.
Can anyone attend the Thanksgiving? Can anyone attend the awards?
So anyone can attend the Thanksgiving. It's normally open to the public. The awards, however, is usually by invitation only. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Avian, just remind us again of when all of this is happening.
So the Tobago Day Awards, the nominations close on Thursday, 17th of November. So that's next week. So you still have a few days to make your nomination of an individual or group that you think is deserving of an award. Remember, you don't nominate for a particular award. You make the nomination, and then the committee that deliberates over the nominations, they will decide which award should be ascribed to the nominations. The awards itself will take place on Tobago Day, which is December 4th, 2022.
Okay.
And listen out for more information concerning Tobago Day celebrations.
And how can they get more information?
On which one? The awards or Tobago Day?
On the entire Tobago, everything that's happening with regards to Tobago Day.
We will come back to the media as soon as our plans have been firmed up and approved. And of course, all the social media pages of the Tobago House of Assembly divisions will also share that information. We would also issue press releases to the media so that the media could help us circulate the information.
All right. Well, thank you so much this morning for being on the program with us, Avian Parks. And again, viewers, you can check out the social media pages for more information. Is there a number they can call as well?
They can call 639-3720, which is the Department of Information, for more information.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rhea. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Tobago. And we look forward to the nominations coming in. Have a great day.
All right. Well, we're going to leave it there for this time, viewers. We've got lots more coming up on the Tobago Updates morning show. So remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
It's a different type of thing down there. Now we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us.
Welcome to Lamarge Parfait Day Spa and Wellness Center, your premier spa experience located at Bonaccord, Tobago. Visit us today for facials, cellulite treatments, body contours, body treatments, pedicures, manicures, and much more. We have gift cards for all occasions and corporate events. Connect with us on Facebook at Lamarge Parfait Day Spa or call us 273-7772.
Never ever worry, don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry, if your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tattoo will always be here for you.
Tattoo, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Our national borders, our first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. right. Do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
To the Tobago Updates morning show. We are chatting this morning about Mind and Faith Tobago. It's going to be an experience. Chatting with us, we've got Marva Berkeley, who is the minister attached to Outpouring Ministries. Along with Marva Berkeley this morning, we've got Pastor Joseph Keynes from the Crossroads Pentecostal Assembly. Good people, good morning and welcome to you.
Yes, pleasant good morning to you too, and morning to Tobago.
It's good to have you on the program with us. Now, I want to jump right into things. We're talking about mind and faith. What prompted this venture, this avenue, this topic, this discussion?
Because of my experiences. I became a Christian in 1978, and as a young person, I got myself involved in drugs, marijuana to be exact. And I left school because of certain experiences I was going through, and that caused me to turn to Jesus Christ. And I experienced things like panic attack, fear. I nearly end up on the streets. And because of my experiences, God taught me how to hold His word and to yield myself to the Spirit. And then I got to understand more about the mind and the power of the thought and so on. And after having walked this road for about 44 years now, when I turned 60, the 7th of May gone, I decided I want to give back.
Happy belated.
Yes.
Happy belated, Pastor.
Thank you. I want to give back. So we had two events in Trinidad. One at Church in the Rock. In fact, that was the one I just decided for my birthday, 7th of May. And people came from different points in Trinidad, and they really enjoyed it. And they said they want to have another one. So we had another one in July month in the east, and then somebody from Tobago by the name of Marva Berkeley, I think it is. And so this need to come across to Tobago.
She called and said, hey, do not leave us out. Yeah, she's always advocating for Tobago with everything.
So we are here, and Saturday coming, God's willing, is the event.
All right. Now, Marva, you are the feet on the ground here in Tobago with regards the planning and I guess the exposure to this experience, because it's an exploration and experience, an evening of exploration and experiences. Why did you feel the need for Tobago to get this at this time?
Because we have many challenges with issues pertaining to like depression, anxiety, different levels of frustration, and we tend to sweep it below the carpet, or in the church setting we tend to ignore it. So I found it was really necessary to bring it out, because it even assists with dealing with grief and all the issues pertaining to the whole mental health and the mind. So I believe, listen, we need this.
You know, when we talk about mental issues with persons in the church, it never
sits well.
Never sits well. Never sits well, particularly in the church. People, whether you're a pastor, minister, evangelist, member, once you're talking mental issues, it goes into a different direction. Let me ask you here, Pastor, because when I saw the flyer, and I'm asking here because when you talk about mind and faith, is there any link with what you're doing or what you're attempting to do and Scientology? Because again, we're talking the mind and how the mind works and how the mind operates.
God is the creator of everything. God would have designed us in His own image, after His own image and likeness we were created. But the human species, physical aspect came out, well, Adama, which is the earth, and God made man, male and female. God designed us with a brain to control every aspect of our body. But the mind is the part within the soul that controls the brain. I like to give the example that the mind is like the human species behind the computer. The computer is the hardware, is the brain. So then, even though there are persons who have researched and found out certain things about God's creation, God's creative ability, they may not be Christians, but the reality is, just like how people like Newton and different persons that we have studied, going to school about laws and physics and different other things, and some of them may not even believe in God, but they found out a lot of things about the atomic realm and even the quantum realm and different other things. But these are reality. Same way, the brain, how the brain operates and the mind. And I believe it's something that has been left out in the past, and now God is actually opening up and expanding so we can understand, because it's the most strategic area in one's life, is the mind. Everything starts with a thought. So we can't leave out that. Even the Bible states in Proverbs chapter 33 verse 7, it states, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Everything starts here. And it's a battle. The scripture states in 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 3 to 5 that the weapon of warfare not carnal, and they are mighty through God to the pulling down of what? Strongholds is here. A lot of people in church, and they're suffering with past situations, abusive things that have gone through, psychologically.
All in the mind.
Yes, all in the mind. We are being programmed. Psychologists and researchers, neuroscientists, they're finding out a lot. I'm very fascinated because of my experiences. I can identify now with fear, panic attack, and all these things, and people on a lot of pills, and not really understanding the mind. Now, you'll see our next person will be featured on the flyer, Marcia Boxhill. She is my wife's sister, and she's a Christian psychologist, and she will explain to you how the mind and brain operate. And she's a counselor. She counsels a lot of people, and she'll explain to you experiences by, people come to her, some of them on pills for years, and after having dealt with them, they're off the pills.
Now, and I have to ask you here, and I know you're not a medical expert, but from your experiences, do the pills work? And this is not discrediting doctors and psychologists out there.
Well, I want
Did the pills work for you?
I have never been on pills in the sense of, say, like my situation what I've gone through in the early part with fear and so on. No. And even medically, I had a physical problem in 1993 with heart problem. My doctor sent me for 3 tests in Mount Hope Hospital, and the doctor called me and said, Mr. Keynes, we want to believe that you are suffering with your heart. So then I started to think, I nearly end up as a vagrant. God has really touched my life, bring transformation. Now heart problem, what I did, I gravitated towards faith, because after having, like David, I slew a lion and a bear. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine? So what I did that day in 1993,
this is where the church says amen.
Yeah, so what I did, my wife, who is out there sitting in the lobby there, she was in a coma before we got married, right, in the early 80s and something. And the prayer of faith in Ward 53 in General Hospital healed her completely. And I carried my wife at Mount Hope Hospital before the doctor. Now, I'm not saying that doctors and the medical arena, thank God for them, but because of my personal experiences, and I want to bring that on Saturday. And I went to the doctor and I said, you see this woman, before we got married, she was in a coma, and the prayer of faith healed her, she's totally healed. Doc, thanks very much for your information, but I'm going the way of faith, and I walked out. And I began to I've gotten a lot of experiences about heart problems, honestly speaking, pain in the chest, heaviness in the head, skip beat, all those things.
All the signs and symptoms.
All the signs, yes. But what God taught me, that's why I can talk now from experience. The mind.
Whose report?
It took a while. I started to believe I am healed. No pills, never overnight, no operation. And as time would have gone by, my body healed. Up to yesterday in Shaw Park, 60 years, and I beat two young men basketball. Still playing basketball.
Where are they now? Where are they now? All right.
I'm talking from experience.
Okay. And I say amen there. I'll say amen there. Now tell us about some of the topics that you want to cover at these experiences.
All right. Well, everything will mind. We'll be dealing with mind, and Marcia will be talking about how the mind operates and the brain. She'll be talking about fear, panic attacks, everything that trying to show that from small how we grew up and her mind had been programmed and all those different things.
Right.
She'll be dealing with all those things. She'll be dealing with the scientific research, right, and the whole idea of psychology. My part, I'll be dealing with my personal experiences, the Word of God. I will insert some of these scientific research findings, but I'll mainly deal with my experiences and the Word of God. She'll be dealing with the research findings.
All right. Minister Berkeley, tell us when and where, at the time that this is happening.
Okay, it's happening on Saturday. That's this Saturday, the 12th. It begins at 2 p.m. and finishes at 6. And the venue is Kingdom Community Fellowship, and that's a new building, a new church with Pastor Justin Smith, and it's located as you reach the Chinese Plaza in Canaan Bonacourt.
The Fortune Plaza.
The Fortune Plaza, yes. A little after you pass there on the opposite side of the road, it's a brand new building. After you pass the Fortune Plaza, there is the Mount Pleasant facility, credit union facility there with the car wash.
This is when you're coming from
Scarborough, yeah.
You're coming from Scarborough.
You're coming from Scarborough and going down. It's on the other side of the street, but you can't miss it. You wouldn't miss it.
Okay.
Once you pass the the Fortune Plaza, it's on the other side, that white building.
And how can persons contact you for more information?
Well, my number is 731-5603. That's 731-5603, and Pastor Keynes.
Yes, 728-8662.
All right. Well, I want to thank you. So it will be Pastor Joseph Keynes and the Minister Marcia Tappan-Boxell, who's a Christian psychologist, who would be on the program, and starting at 2 o'clock on the 12th of November 2022. Now, I've also realized here that when persons are blessed, they give. So I'm saying here, walk with a little something in the kitty. I often tell persons, walk with a little something in the kitty, because when you're blessed, you give. You feel inclined to give. All right. So I want to thank you guys for being on the program with us. And certainly, I think this is an area, Pastor Keynes, that needs to be explored a whole lot more.
Definitely.
And it's not really preaching, okay? And there'll be a time when persons will be able to ask questions. So we have interaction.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Viewers, thank you so much for joining us. It's Thursday, it's wet, it's rainy. Remember to walk with an umbrella, protect yourselves, cover up, keep warm, all right? And stay safe on the roads today. We will see you tomorrow. But even before we go, we just want to remind you that GMT is coming up, and it's going to be an interesting morning with Candace and her guests on GMT. So have a great day, Tobago. See you.
When I heard about the TADCO initiative, I decided to take a chance and get into it. Well, I feel real privileged, because I can tell you, if you're doing broilers, there's a lot of money up front you have to put out, right? To get the chickens and then the feed. Because the feed is almost $300 a bag, right? So I feel very privileged to be part of this initiative. It will benefit in the sense that you have a ready market for the chickens you produce. You don't have to go out there searching for a market. It's a ready market. You know, when you do it, they are receiving it from you.
What we've decided to do is engage poultry contract farming on the island, similar to what is done in Trinidad. So TADCO has reached out to suppliers, major suppliers on the island of Trinidad, who are willing to support the growth and development of the poultry sector on the island. We're going to bring an international standard, which is what is practiced in Trinidad, to this sector here on the island. It would require us expending some funds, yes, but it would also develop entrepreneurship and allow for food security, as I indicated earlier, on the island in respect to the protein source for chicken, and more importantly, how we will be able to sustain ourselves going forward. We're going to structure it in a way that their profitability will be resulted in terms of their project expansion. So if you start off with us, Yesterday we started off with 100 birds for the farmers who have given it. But if you start off and you can do 1,000 birds, and next year or the next 18 months you can then expand your project to obtain another 1,000 birds, there's some development in the sector in our minds. TATCO itself has already embarked on a program for learning on how to do pen management, how to ensure the success for the farmers as it relates to when we give them these birds and this feed, they will be provided with all the necessary information to ensure their success.
250,000 chickens per month. Yeah, so you see how much money you're making there, and you have a guaranteed market, TATCO buying back the chickens from you. And we're trying to encourage local chicken, not the foreign chicken, right? We know all the chemicals and all these things, how it impacts women like me, right? So we're trying to encourage a local chicken. So we want to thank you for participating in this initiative.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. The World Travel Market concluded yesterday with the Tobago delegation walking away with the Silver Award for Most Desirable Island. The award was presented to Tobago at the Wanderlust Travel Awards in London. The awards are designed to highlight achievements globally among tourism boards, tour operators, tour guides, destinations, and travel personalities. Any country or entity can enter the awards, and an independent panel of expert judges chooses the winners. Tobago placed second over the regional competitors such as St. Lucia and Cuba. However, Tobago was beaten by Palawan, an island in the Philippines that received the Golden Award. Meanwhile, Tobagonian cricketer Joshua James shined at yesterday's CG United Super 50 Cup match. James is on the West Indies Academy team and played against the Leeward Islands team. He scored 73 runs from 77 balls and was the highest scoring batsman on his team. His valiant efforts took the West Indies Academy to 211 runs, but they were all out after 47.2 overs. The Leeward Islands responded with an eager run chase and won the match with 213 runs for 6 wickets after 46.1 overs. And now nationally, the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services has investigated 61 reports that persons under the age of 65 received senior pensions. This was revealed by a Public Accounts Committee meeting in Parliament yesterday. Ministry officials said that the unscrupulous persons receiving the pensions were between the ages of 27 and 63. Out of the 61 cases, 49 were flagged as input errors, and in one case, someone born in 1993 was recorded as being born in 1939. The errors are still under investigation. Meanwhile, the ministry reported that they are moving to a new system by January 2023 and that will reduce errors. And that was the news in 90 seconds. And we've got a jam-packed program for you guys this morning. We're going to be touching on a number of current topics such as Carnival and a few other things this morning. So we're going to get started in a little bit, but we are going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to start off with our first guest, Mr. Terrence Sandyford. So see you in a bit.
Spartans! What is your profession?
I Walk with Pastor is looking for 300 mighty men of valor. We stand in support of our men from all facets of society. On a Sunday, 20th November from 5:30 a.m., we walk for 6 kilometers. That is from the Shore Park Hard Court to Orkinscure and back. Flex those muscles in the Macho Man competition and cool down with aerobics. Lots of prizes in store, so sign up at the Esplanade on Monday 14th and Thursday 17th of November from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. 2-for-1 t-shirt special for all males signing up. Registration costs only $20. Whether you walk, ride or run, let's support these mighty men of valor. Sunday 20th November 2022. Let's do this.
Spartans! What is your profession?
I Walk with Pastor is looking for 300 mighty men of valor. We stand in support of our men from all facets of society. On a Sunday 20th November from 5:30 a.m., we walk for 6 kilometers, that is from the Shore Park Hard Court to Orkinscure and back. Flex those muscles in the Macho Man competition and cool down with aerobics. Lots of prizes in store, so sign up at the Esplanade on Monday 14th and Thursday 17th of November from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. 2-for-1 t-shirt special for all males signing up. Registration costs only $20. Whether you walk, ride or run, let's support these mighty men of valor. Sunday 20th November 2022. Let's do this.
Was a while before Christmas, and all through the land, people was putting away house with very little money in hand. They was painting and cleaning and doing their chores, but I went to hunt for deals at American stores. Deals on living and dining room sets, on fridges and stoves, beds and cabinets, on washers and dryers, small appliances cheap, even TVs and stereos, prices just can't be beat. So let's Christmas together at American stores. After all, what they tell me, anything could be yours.
Anything can be yours at American stores.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Now I am being joined by none other than Mr. Terence Sandiford, who is the chairman of the Tobago Division of the National Carnival Committee Board. Good morning and welcome to you, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, Candice. I'm beautiful. I'm all right.
On this very rainy morning.
On this very rainy morning. And I'm sorry to reach in the studio a little late because after 22 years, my road is in the same condition. And some bamboo fell, so I had to take out my cutlass and cut it up, then to come down the road.
It's okay. We're just so happy that you're still with us.
Yeah.
Now, just moving into Carnival. So we had Carnival just conclude itself. You know, did you take part? What were your views?
All right. I just want to mention something before you go into the Carnival. I want to extend courtesies on behalf of the band leaders of Tobago to Dr. Annette Alfred. She would have recently received a doctorate from the University of the West Indies, and I personally want to compliment Annette because she would have worked assiduously all over the time for culture in Tobago. And I also want to mention that Patrick Arnold, I'm making a plea to the Trinbago to honor Patrick Arnold. He's going down, right? And you need to honor him. It would be nice and fittingly if Beverly or Skillet daughter could say, this Panorama 2023 in Tobago is in honor of Patrick Arnold. And that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
So like I said, what did you think of Carnival? I know you were one of those critics that you were not so satisfied during the planning phase and so on with what was being presented. Now that it has happened and gone, what do you think of what was portrayed?
Well, it is nothing different than what I thought about since April when they made the announcement. Initially, when the chief sec talked about the carnival, and he said that it would be a basically Tobago-centric carnival, the intention from my gathering was that the community centers would have been involved. The young people on the island would have been involved. People like Avian Gordon and Marcus Devines would have been involved, helping to develop the skill set and thing. And that the participation from Trinidad would have been beneficial to the artisan in Tobago. And let me explain. I'm talking about the skill set. First, to improve the designs. First, to improve the construction and things like that. So that our band leaders, our artisans, our skill set would have been developed. But sadly to say, none of that happened. None of that happened. And it's hard. It's hard because when you start training your people, there's a series of effects that it would have on it. It would help the economic aspect of it, but it would also help reduce crime because these young guys would find something to do, right? And basically that was the thought behind it. That is what I thought. But we drift from the moorings, and we had to start again. We had to start again.
So in your view, was it a success or not?
No.
It was not?
No. And hear me again. The hoteliers would say it's a success because they had their room filled. But did Tobago really benefited from that $17.5 million? That is the main question we're asking. And you're hearing a lot of accusations and statements being made by the general public. I ain't talking people at the different echelons, you know, the people on the ground, that a set of money was given to this one, a set of money was given to that one. And you will find that behind some of those statements, there's truth. There's truth. And so I am asking you now, moderator, to do a investigation as to how that money was spent. How much money was offered to Caesar's Army? How much was offered to Voice? How much was offered to Chinese Laundry? How much was offered to Johnny Q? And all of the players from Trinidad. Because in essence, this was a Trinidad Carnival in Tobago. It was a Trinidad Carnival in Tobago. Because what you were seeing is Trinidad Mass, right? They say they're planning, they are Caesar's Army's event planners, not parade planners. And they make a mockery of it because there was a series of events taking place that was crazy. The area for vendors, 6 and 7 big trucks park up one behind the other, they can't go nowhere. It was chaotic. And some people would say, boy, I enjoy myself, and that is okay. I'm comfortable with that. But in the general trend of things, Tobago didn't benefit. Tobago didn't benefit. Our skills was not developed, and we have to start again. We have to start again.
All right. Now, do you think that the planners and those persons in those decision-making positions, would they change their formula for the next year?
Well, to be brutally honest, the terms of reference supposed to be at the end in November. I don't know if the assembly will put them back or what they will do. But I'm saying that they come with this attitude that it was the first time yes having something like that in Tobago. I brought this.
Yes.
I brought this. Cameraman, take a look at this. Zoom in on it that the public could see. This is from 1998. 1998. And the terms of it, Tobago Fest, are we think a carnival style tourism event, a carnival style tourism event. And this was based on Tobago at that time getting $300 million to run the economy. And when we went to Mr. Charles, the meetings took about 7 minutes. He said, Mr. Sandiford, I like this idea. This can help Tobago develop. Go down to Mr. Ashwood Jack at Works and tell him I said to open all the doors for you. And Tobago Fest ran from 1998 to 2006. And some people tend to think that it never had nothing. They try to wipe it off the map and let people, the young people, feel that it never had nothing. And there was the first thing like that and that kind of stuff. And up to 2018, we had a Tobago Fest. 2018, we had a Tobago Fest. So, all in all, this thing was for other people to benefit. For other people to benefit. I hope that they don't go down the road. Also hearing talk that they might not have no carnival, the national carnival celebration and that kind of something. But presently, we are organizing a pressure group to make public statements because we're not letting this go just so.
No, I mean, as you mentioned, Carnival 2023, if you listen to Mr. Winston Gypsy Peters, the chairman of NCC, he stated that, you know, he wants to work with all the other state bodies of NCC throughout the country, including Tobago, to ensure that, you know, Carnival 2023 comes off as the mother of all carnivals. What is your role, or what will be your role in making that happen?
Well, look, I am prepared to sit and listen to people. If it is that I feel that it is not in the development of Tobago, because let me just divert a little bit. There's a lot of people who will say, Tobago, I love Tobago, this kind, and it is selfish. They only seen about themselves. They're not really seen about the island, and it's what they can get. Once it is in the interest of Tobago and it's going good, I will support it. I will always make noise and talk loud when it's not going good and it's not in the interest of Tobago, right? Because this island here could be the Dubai of the Caribbean. It could be the Dubai of the Caribbean. But our planners and our leaders must be honest with the population. And when they say something, do it. Don't change course and that kind of thing because of outside influence and that kind of something. And that is how it is.
Now, what do you think should happen in Tobago in February for the National Carnival? What should our part of that carnival look like?
Stay as original as is. We have right now 2 bites of the cherry. You see, we want to be in it and not of it. You want to hold a gun and a Bible in your hand. You can't do that. You have to take aside. Carnival is a sacred thing, you know. Carnival is an energy, a natural energy and spirit from our foreparents. And if we look to treat it less than honest, there would be repercussions. Listen, we have the Tobago Carnival, which will now be held in October. We have to change the paradigm of it. We have to call the stakeholders. They didn't call the band leaders in no large manner or fashion and negotiate. There was picking band leaders, weak band leaders to negotiate. Some of them get put on a committee and that kind of thing, and they make no noise, they didn't talk and that kind of something. The carnival should go on as usual.
Okay.
I hear a stupid comment coming from the division that people, Christians would come and stay here and this sort of thing and that kind of thing, and they ain't gonna want no big. I am saying that Christians has always come to Tobago for Carnival, had always, and they stay aside from the Carnival. We can have our Carnival that whereby we could continuously develop the skill set and have the celebrations, right? So what would happen with the panorama in Trinidad? What would happen to the kings and queens and the Calypsonians? So they wouldn't be participating in Trinidad. So it's a stupid colloquial idea.
Now, have any of the band leaders within your organization, have they started planning preparing anything like that for Carnival, for the National Carnival
Yes,
next
yeah,
year?
yeah. They have started because, you see, you don't have to listen to everything people say. I try to install in them a sense of pride, a sense of doing what is right, do it right. You understand me? A level of honesty, and don't try to remove the fight between them each for the portage, the little ends that fall in, because the bigger pie, the bigger players taking around with it. They would be doing their costumes as usual. You understand me? And it's just a matter doing what they have to do. Yeah.
And are they excited to that? Because I know there was a lot of bands that, the traditional bands that did not participate in
this, yeah,
in the October Carnival, but will we see them out on the road in February?
Yeah, but let me drift back a little bit. You see, you cannot neglect people and try to force them into a position. You have to sit down with them, negotiate with them, and let them understand that the purpose of this is for the development of themselves and the island. And if it is you want to treat them high-handedly, that, well, I'm the boss, I can do what I want, I can say what I want, people go reject you, people ain't go participate, and it didn't have quite a few, a lot of bands didn't participate in this, hoping to see what would have taken place, right? Now they see it, they start to make recommendations, they start to talk a little more, and the trend is that they would do mass for Carnival 2023. Sit back and look and see if the planners continue in the downward spiral and make a decision.
So, if I understand you correctly, a lot of our traditional mass band leaders, they would continue planning for the National Carnival, but they may not participate in October Carnival.
No. What we are saying here is that if the paradigm has shifted, if it is that the committee is more friendly to band leaders and calypsonians and panists, you would get full participation. But you have to start now to put down all the necessary information. Look, we should have developed, and I don't know how they're thinking. So they should have developed a series of MOUs so that Tobago bands, Tobago calypsonians, Tobago panists wouldn't be abused. We should have, it didn't have no competition. And what we are saying, people naturally like competition. So you must have a panorama competition, a Banadia competition, and a calypso competition, a soca competition, so that people's skill set can develop. I ain't going on bend no costume and it's just for a parade, right? And they never offer good assistance to the band in Tobago. They paid for bands to come up, they paid for costumes to come up, and that kind of thing.
What kind of assistance you guys would have liked to see, or would like to see as well for the National Carnival?
Look, I don't think that bands should be given assistance for the next 100 years. I am saying that there must be a comprehensive plan with a reduction scale so that band leaders could get up and say, look, listen, I have to do more marketing. I have to make more efforts to do fundraising to offset the costs. So you have the grant that you give them, but you work out with them over a period of 5 years, whatever it is, that, look, this is for you for this year. Next year it will be reduced and going on. And you have monitoring going on so that you would see if it have serious band leaders or not. Because to be brutally honest, there are some comedians in between that you need they need to go and sell sugar cake, right? It's as simple as that. But we need to put systems in place. If you don't have systems, it's run ragged.
And what kind of systems do you think we need?
All right. If I ask you to go into the Festival Commission office and ask who won King of Carnival in 1993, you can't get. You can't get it. And I could tell you off the bat, it's Peter Archer playing the Crees of Canada, right? Ask any other question about relation to Panorama. Who won Panorama, when, or whatever, nothing. And so we have to start doing more analysis, more research, more documentation, because we need to leave a legacy behind that who's coming would know. And that's one of the reasons why these young people here feel that they started this Tobago Carnival and it didn't have nothing before. There's no documentation and no information that can say that Terry Sandiford brought Hot Fun in the Sun in 1993. I played a king called the Surfer from Mount Irving. And those are the things that you need in a society. I just want to drift a little bit.
Okay.
Up in town, by Max Bakery, there's a big salmon tree up there. The authorities start, they fence it wrong. They say they're going to clean the tree and put soil and plant flowers and things. Nothing has done since that. And hear what I'm saying. People come continuously, every day, to ask where the fort is. Is that a good sign that we're serious about tourism?
And was certainly something to consider.
Right.
But Mr. Sandiford, we are unfortunately out of time, so we're going to have to just leave that conversation right there. But of course, you know, we will be continuing these conversations with you, especially with the National Carnival coming up.
I would just like to say one thing, that you as reporters across the board in Tobago must seek Tobago's interest more. And why I say so is that you need to start to ask the hard questions. Where $17 million went? And I'm talking about a forensic audit, because we don't want a piecemeal something. When my party came into power, we said that we're doing things differently. So we can't do things how the past administration used to do. We have to do it properly and be honest and upfront with the population.
All right, well, we just have to leave it right there. But viewers, don't go anywhere. We just want to thank you, Mr. Sandiford, again for being on with us and giving us his perspective on Tobago Carnival. We'll be back right after this break.
It's a different type of thing down there. Now we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Was a while before Christmas, and all through the land, people was putting away house with very little money in hand. They was painting and cleaning and doing their chores, but I went to hunt for deals at American stores. Deals on living and dining room sets, on fridges and stoves, beds and cabinets, on washers and dryers, small appliances cheap. Even TVs and stereos, prices just can't be beat. So let's Christmas together at American stores. After all, what they tell me, anything could be yours.
Anything can be yours at American stores.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
Tobago
Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Mamailakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamailakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Oh God, oh. Oh gosh, all you catch me? Well, we know it's the Tobago Carnival weekend. So right now, I winding down low to loud discounts at American stores. Remember, anything can be yours at American stores.
Anything can be yours at American stores.
Rest Assured helped me to cope with the unexpected, provides financial help for final expenses. Rest Assured, the affordable financial comfort plan. Tattoo Life, guaranteed protection.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Now, I am being joined by two wonderful ladies, Miss Nkosi Phillips and Miss Carol Sawan Singh. And, of course, Nkosi is the ambassador for TT Youths Will Rise. And Miss Sawan Singh is the director for Health and Social Programs Initiative. And we are speaking this morning about the distribution of health cards. Special good morning and welcome to you both.
Pleasant good morning to you, Candice. Pleasant good morning to Tobago.
Same here as well. All right, so we're talking about some health cards this morning. So I'm going to get started with you, Ms. Sawan Singh. You know, give us an idea about what are these health cards that we're talking about that we're distributing. Okay.
I think I'll start here. Sorry. Well, she is the director also of the Health and Social Initiative and also the CEO of Bismarck Technology and Learning Institution Limited. This card was presented back in 2020 during the campaign, and you know we put aside politics. On Friday, I'll be having my prize giving distribution for Cornucopia, and also we wanted to launch the first wave of the cards that I would have promised in 2020. And this card is a health card that will be launched for most likely in Diabetes Month, we took the initiative to start it this way, and especially to start in Tobago. So that is what we're going to be presenting on Friday. So we want you to come to tell the public as to what is happening, and we just give a little insight as to what the card is for now. We're going to give a lot of the information, but because Friday we want to launch everything, so we just give you a hint of what is happening on Friday.
Sure. Well, I know many of your viewers might be wanting to know what is this medical health card is about. Well, basically it's a health card that will store your history, your medical history. And I know most people will think, oh, hearing the term of medical health card is for someone who probably living with a chronic illness such as diabetes, or as well have a disability. But this card also is for anyone who is not living with a chronic illness. And why I say this is because I will explain further. Where that, for example, going to work, someone may break the stoplight and you get in an accident. You're rushed to the emergency department. All they have is your ID, your name. However, would they know your medical history? Would they know your blood type? Would they know what medication you are allergic to? And most of the time is no. So therefore they have to run a series of tests, and every second counts in saving someone's life.
Yes.
So it's not just for people who are living with chronic illnesses or being disabled, but it strongly is recommended for each and everyone to have some form of identification of their medical history. And with this card, it is using the NFC technology, that is near field communication.
And I see Nikosi has it. You could, up there. Can we see the actual card?
Sure.
Oh, the card.
Oh, that looks really sleek and nice. Yes.
So it used the NFC, the near field communication, just like how our bank cards and credit cards, you use a mechanism of this tapping. You use a phone that have the NFC settings. As well, it have a GPS locator, meaning that, for example, the first responders attending to you, they see the medical logo.
You see everything here.
Right. Come, let me demonstrate to
You
you.
have
Yes.
Great. Right. So this is the card. This is the phone. What you do, you put on the phone here, right? The phone is on. There's my phone, right?
That is okay.
Right. Good. Now what we're going to do, we're going to tap. As we tap, you see what happens?
Oh, yes.
So all your medical history, right, comes up. This is my portfolio, right? Everything comes up on the phone. You could keep on adding your medical history. Not only medical history, you could add a family member as well.
Yes, this is for the viewers.
Sure, right? You could add insurance. You could add your own platform onto this, meaning your own records, right? As I mentioned, I have a GPS locator. In the event that a first responder finds you and they use your card and they tap on it, it will send a locator to your next of kin or whoever you have as emergency contact. So therefore, he or she will be able to know where are your location. Because you know many times when emergency happens, and to get to their loved ones after, it might be a day after or a few hours after. So by having this type of technology, it will save you time and may save your life as well.
Now, I want to ask, is this being done in conjunction with the Ministry or the Division of Health? You know, how would this work within our health system?
Well, last night we had a very brief meeting with the Health Secretary, Dr. Faith P. Israel, and we did a presentation for her to show her, because, you know, as I said to her, we have to put aside politics, and I'm always glad to always have her attention. We did that. She said after the presentation on Friday, we will have a dialogue as to how it will be welcomed into the healthcare system fully. We have also persons from outside other Caribbean countries. If this comes on board, and when it does come on board in Tobago, Tobago will be the first little Caribbean country or the first little island that has this card, because the other Caribbean countries are already targeting us to actually have it done in their country. But we wanted Tobago to have the first preference. We wanted Tobago people to, you know, be that first wave of them demonstrating this card, because we've seen just recently somebody fainted on the highway. They didn't know who it was and no identification. With this card, that is part of it. So, you know, this is an enhancement. As you see, COVID-19 has, you know, a lot of families, you had to be called to identify that person, and we need the upgrading technology. So we have that little meeting with her last night, Dr. Phoebe Israel, and she says after the presentation on Friday we will have further discussion as to how we'll be able to welcome it fully in the healthcare system. So I can't say much because that was, you know, it was just a short brief conversation we had on the presentation.
Sure. Yes, I just want to say to the viewers out there, November is the month of diabetes awareness.
Yes.
I am a type 1 diabetic, diagnosed since at the age of 4. And in 2019, I was in Tobago. And I just recently met Miss Phillips through the Pan Theatre. And I went to I got a low blood sugar attack. She rushed me to the medical center. She didn't know what type of diabetic am I. Am I type 1 juvenile or type 2? She don't know my medication. She just said, okay, I'm a diabetic. So the doctors now have to figure out what medication I'm on and know exactly how to proceed.
And of course, you were not in a position to answer questions.
Correct.
Yeah.
So by having such a device like this, not only the cards we have bracelets as well. It will work excellent for loved ones, the seniors who are Alzheimer's, anyone. They
also have like bracelets. We know we have special needs kids who sometimes wear helmet. They have a patch to put on it, so when you could tap the patch, you have the pouches to do it. We have different devices, but we're starting off first with the technology, because as I said, once the Secretary of Health or the Minister of Health comes on board, the technology will be enhanced. There will be new devices, but we just wanted to start with the cards first as the first wave of the technology being introduced into the Tobago space.
Now, who was behind this initiative?
I am. Actually, this technology was introduced many years ago in Trinidad. Actually, it was launched in 2010, but it was a different technology then. As you know, technology always advances.
Yes.
However, that government then did not embrace such device. We spoke about it, but didn't embrace about it. However, by using, it's everyone have a smartphone, so it'd be easy access to your health files. But how it works is that you alone will be in control of it with your password. No one will be able to change your medical on this card or bracelet except you give permission to your physician or whoever is the care providers. So you are in control of this. However, it's just the emergency department, the first responder will be able to see what medical history you have on this card.
And so this card, as you said, you just tap it on your phone and you use it.
Yes.
Would that be on any phone? Does it have to be your own personal
phone? We have 3 solutions. If you don't have NFC settings on your phone, you could use the QR code. You know, when you go to a restaurant, they don't have the menu.
So the cards would have a QR code to
correct.
scan.
And the other solution, by using the website, the URL, will have it as well, which is, as you see in the back here.
Yeah, there's just some numbers.
Right. So we have solutions, because you know everyone do have a
just hold it for your phone, just so our viewers can get. So at the back of the card there is just the address and a special PIN number and so on.
So when you go to the site and then do this, put your PIN number, automatically you have to put in your password, right? But that's to change the information, but the information will comes up for the first responders to see as well, and a GPS locator will be activated once the first responder tap on that icon.
Now, what about the funding for this initiative? Where is the funding coming from?
The funding, well, it's going to be, we're hoping that it'll be a pilot project with the government of Tobago. Yes. Basically, we just want the device out there to show how NFC technology can be used in the healthcare sector. We have to get away from all these paperwork.
Yes.
And sometimes it's very tedious. For example, I use my experience in the health sector when I was in Tobago when I had my low blood sugar attack. Obvious, Ms. Phillips was there, not only knowing my medical history, but the amount of paperwork you have to keep writing, then submit it to the next department. The nurse now could come with their phone, come with the card or bracelet, tap on it, get your medical records, send it directly from this phone to another phone of the superior, who may be the head nurse, and they could see the red flags. Okay, so she's having a low blood sugar attack. We need to intervene right now than waiting for all this paperwork. So it saves time and it may save your life depending on the situation you are in.
Because you see, when you go to the hospital, you have to get your charge in. And then they take the paper and put it on a stack and wait to see. But then again, you don't know who is who is an emergency patient. So with this now, with that type of the card, boom, you send straight to the senior doctor. It's okay, good, we need to deal with this patient fast. Instead of having all these stacks there with the persons waiting, this card is fast and efficient. And I said, you know, we have to put politics aside. I'm concerned about the health and the well-being of our people in Tobago space and Trinidad by extension. So I think this is a good initiative. We talk about funding. As I said, once the THA and the health secretary comes on board, we will have to look at the project and how much it will cost and how it will benefit the people of Trinidad and, well, Tobago by extension. And for me as the ambassador, I'm also looking at source funding from the international market, as I'll be visiting the United Nations next year. I will be there to also look for source of funding, because as I said, this is for the people of Tobago and Trinidad by extension.
Now, when I mean, as you said, you could tap the card, you get all your information. Now, what happens to your actual information in terms of, like, you know, the doctor's notes and things like that? Will that get uploaded onto that card as well? Because, I mean, we have that complication within our space. A lot of times we go in for services, and as a patient, you know, you don't have access to the records.
Well, the card also has that. We don't want to give too much because we're launching on Friday, so we don't want to give everything, so it will be a repeat. But everything will be there. You can update it at any time. For example, Candice, you go to Dr. Frank. Dr. Frank write a note, good. You go to Dr. Singh. Dr. Singh will say, stop the card, okay, good. Well, we see Dr. Frank wrote up a report. Yes, it will be there. Everything is, the card is going to be uploaded with all the information. If you get married 10 times, that also that will be there as well. So, you know, the card is, it's good. This is the first, as I said, the first wave that is going to be given out to 20 persons. So far, we are looking for persons who are type 1 diabetic or who has diabetes. It could be children, it could be adults, but we're looking for more children. We're looking at persons with special needs. So far, we got 4 persons in Tobago. So we're looking at 10 to 15 persons in the Tobago space. So if anybody wants to contact me to be a part of the first wave, you can contact me at 680-6893 or 297, the office number 297-5667. The presentation is actually tomorrow. So you have until today to contact me so we could be able to list you so you can come and collect that first wave. You'll be the first persons creating history of this card being a part in Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago by extension.
And it was something remarkable, because I mean we've heard the talks over the years about the need for a card, and this is the first time in my recollection that we are seeing it being presented
physically.
Yes. So you said that the first wave 20 people, and you're targeting diabetic people just for the
diabetic, special needs kids, persons with epilepsy, more persons who are, you know, especially children who are unresponsive. Because I remember when I was in the hospital and we had a group of Signal Hills children coming, and the teacher didn't know who to call, where to call, and you know, if that teacher would have just found that card on the child, boop, all these children could have been tended to at once, but they had to wait. The doctors couldn't do anything. So, you know, this is great. And as I said, we put aside politics. Yes, it was mentioned way back in when I launched the politics, but as I said, I told her, I said, listen, we need to get this out for people of Trinidad and Tobago. We need to put aside the politics. I said it to the secretary. I said, despite whatever side we are on, this is not about politics. This is about the healthcare sector. This is about enhancing Tobago's image in the healthcare sector. As you see, technology is now the way forward, going forward. So trust me, I'm glad that we had that conversation with her. And I know Dr. Fade is always about progress and to seeing the healthcare sector go forward.
Definitely.
I have no problem with her in that regards. Anytime I have a problem, I can always message her. She is always responding, no matter how late it is.
All right. And now we're also talking, I mean, you said 20 people in the first part of it. Can more people be a part of it?
Well, it always has to go. Remember the cards.
I mean,
As
yes,
funding,
of course, they will have a cost.
Yes, there's a cost to it. So what we're trying to do, you know, if we have Tobago, then I'm looking at the police service in Trinidad. We're looking at also Miracle St. Joseph in the Minister of Health's area constituency. We're trying to get it all over so at least they can see the benefit to it.
Definitely.
And once the government of Tobago and the government of Trinidad comes on board and the packaging and pricing is good and it's efficient, because even though they come on board, there will be devices free of charge from the company to the specifics. So example, 20 devices will be given to the Scarborough Hospital, and only the senior doctors in a casualty or the different departments will have access to that. The AMT persons or the ambulance will have access to that. So this is remarkable.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
And another point too, most people might say, okay, they enhance the technology. I'm using, say the government do embrace this technology. They might want to know a cost to the platform. But there will be no cost to the platform. We'll be teaching the personnel how to maintain the platform free.
Yeah, because it's Bismarck Technology and Learning Institution. So
is that a local company?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a local company.
Yes. It's been in existence for the past 12 years, but it first was known as Bismarck Medical Technology. We have added the learning platform because we are advancing to, there are many young people out there, even seniors want to know much more about technology, especially artificial intelligent devices. So we teach individuals about AI devices. Also, we are now engaging into robotics. Well, that we are next.
Next up,
for healthcare.
That's the future part of it.
So,
sorry, that goes into hospital and physicians, personalized bracelets and cards, extended care providers. We have individual families and caregivers, disaster preparedness employees. And also, this device is called TapMed. This part of it is used as TapMed. So as I said, we don't want to give too much. We're trying to hold back because the launch on Friday, we're going to have it at the Buku Community Center. It's also the prize giving ceremony for the Carnival show that I did for the persons who contested in the Calypso and the Mass and competition and the pre-launch of Carnival 23. So we're using the initiative also to bind it under TTU to Rise, because as you've seen, TTU to Rise has been in existence in 2015 and we have done so many projects unrecognized, and we continue to push between the odds to continue to fight for the people, especially the youths of Trinidad and Tobago. So with this initiative going there, we have more initiatives to come. We have more things to be released, and 2023 going forward, you will see a lot more coming out from TTU to Rise. And we have good executive. This is the Director of Health and Social Programs Initiatives for the TTU to Rise as well. We have everybody on board. We have a Youth Justice Officer also that will look at the legal part of it and make sure that everything is in line and in good standing. So TTU to Rise has been doing good. Our anniversary on Friday will be 8 years in existence, and everything just come into play at the same point in time. So we're doing good, and we just want to make sure that the people of Trinidad and Tobago Extension benefit, especially the healthcare. I think the health sector is one of the most diverse part of all administrations in Trinidad and Tobago, and that is where we need to focus on.
All right. So as you said, that there are still some spots open for people to be part of the pilot program.
Right.
So for those, especially the diabetics and children with special needs and so on, how can they reach you to be a part of the program?
Right. You can call me at 680-6893 or 297-5667. You could also send a message to Political Leader N. Phillips on the Facebook page or Unity of the People. The persons will be there to direct you. So we're taking the first 20 persons or the first 15 persons, right? So I'm hoping that we get these people by today, so tomorrow we'll have them there. After that, when the persons receive the cards, we will have a Zoom meeting to train persons of how to use the cards and how the information. We'll have to take the information so you can upload to the system, and then from there forward, it's a strong piece going forward. And I just want to say thank you again to the CEO and thank you for putting the effort into this. You know, it takes a person who actually been in a situation to come up with ideas to help save other persons, and she would have done tremendously, and she continued to do tremendously. And as I said, we have a lot of things coming for the future, and this will not be the end.
Of course, is not saying, but again, we're looking forward to see what's going to come.
Of course,
all right.
Yes. And as I said, thank you to Tobago Updates. You all have been wonderful to us and continue to be the #1 station in the history of Trinidad and Tobago.
Wow.
Continue.
Excellent.
Please continue to do that.
Excellent.
And you never know, maybe one of you, we might pop up on your show one of these days and give one of our cards to one of the staff. So you can never know. Right? So I hope we see you there on Friday as well. We come together and make this thing happen and let the Tobago people enjoy the fruits of everybody's labor. It's not just about me, it's not about the CEO, it's about everybody.
Okay, great. Yes. All right, viewers. Well, thank you guys for being on with us this morning. And you heard from them. Get connected. Be a part of the program. We have some great things happening. Well, because it's a very wet morning, so you've got to be careful when you're out there on the roads. The race is going to continue throughout the day. So just keep that in mind as you go on doing what you need to do. All right, so we'll see you again tomorrow at 7 a.m. for another Tobago Updates morning show. And good morning, Tobago. Bye for now.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as